Hello everyone, I am Rajkumar Yadav, PGT Economics from St. Paul Senior Secondary School, Etah. Student, as I discussed about the syllabus of class 11th Economics in my last video, there I told you about two books. First one was Introductory Macroeconomics along with its chapters. So, in the sequence of your online study, here today I am going to start your first chapter, that is Introduction of Economics. Introduction from your first book, Introductory Microeconomics. Students, in this chapter, on very first hand, I would like to tell you about the evolution of economics, from where the economics has been evaluated, or the word economics from where it comes out. So students, the term economics is derived from two Greek words. First one is oikos. First one is oikos. O-I-K-O-S, oikos, which means to household. Household means the head of the house or the person who manages the house. That is the household. Oikos means household. And the second word is nemin. Nemin is also a Greek word, N-E-M-I-E-N. Nemin means managed. Management. Oikos and nemin. So students, the word economics derived from two Greek words, oikos, which means to household, and nemin means to management. So here now we can conclude that economics means the management of a household. So the term economics, students, the term economics was firstly used by Dr. Marshall in 1890, and where he used the term economics, he used who? Dr. Marshall used the term economics in his famous book, Principle of Economics. Book was Principle of Economics. In this book, Dr. Marshall has used the term economics. And one more thing I would like to tell you, that Adam Smith, he was a great economist. Adam Smith is known as the father of modern economics. Who known the father of economics, modern economics? That is the Adam Smith. So now, students, we will come to know about the term economy and the meaning and definition of economics. Now, the meaning of an economy. What is an economy? Students, economy basically is a system. Is a system who helps to provide the means to work and earn living to the people. Students, all organizations like factories, shops, offices, business enterprises, transporters, etc., who are involved in undertaking three economic activities. All these organizations are mainly involved in three economic activities, that are production, consumption and capital formation, which is also known as the investment. So, students, economy includes all the production units in a defined area, which provides people with the means to work and earn an income. Means economy is an area where people are able to earn their livelihood. So, existence of an economy depends on two facts. First, human wants for goods and services, and these human wants are mainly unlimited. And second one is availability of the productive resources on which the demand is dependent. Resources are responsible to fulfill the unlimited demand, whereas the resources are limited in nature. So, the term economy means an area or the region where people used to earn their livelihood with the help of three economic activities, mainly production, consumption and then the investment. Now, next is meaning and definition of economics. What is economics? Basically, if someone asks you about the economics, simply you will reply that economics is a subject. Yes, economics is a subject, but now you have to learn more than this. So, students, economics is a kind of social science. Economics is the social science of human behavior. Remember this thing. Economics is a social science of human behavior which aims at allocation of scarce resources. Allocation means to find out and make them useful. Of scarce resources. Why resources are scarce? Because resources are limited in nature. That's why these resources are called scarce. So, what is economics? Economics is a social science of human behavior which aims at allocation of scarce resources in such a way that consumers can maximize their satisfaction. The main aim of the consumer is to maximize its satisfaction, whereas on other hand, producers can maximize their profit. And the third party of the economics, that is the society. Society which can maximize its social welfare. So, in simple words, we can say, what is economics? Economics is about making choices in the presence of scarcity. Economics is about the making choices in the presence of scarcity. And according to Robbins is an economist. Robbins defined economics that economics is the science which studies human behavior as a relationship between ends and scarce means which have alternate uses. So, if you want, then you can write this definition which I am telling here. So, this was about the definition and meaning of economics. Now, meaning of scarcity. Meaning of scarcity or the scarcity of resources. What is scarcity? In normal sense, common sense, we use scarcity as the shortage of something or anything. In shortage, when something comes in shortage, then we can say that that thing is a scarce thing, rare. But there is quite difference between the rare and the scarce. Scarce means in shortage. Available, but not as per the demand. When means one more thing I can tell you that scarcity is the situation when demand of goods and services becomes more than the supply. Supply of goods and services or the resources. This situation when demand becomes more than the supply is called the scarcity of resources. Students, in our daily life, we several times faces the situation of scarcity. So, as I told here, when demand becomes more than the supply, this situation is called the scarcity of resources. Students, remember one thing, resources can be natural. Now, I am telling about the types of resources. There are three types of resources. First one is natural resources. For example, sunlight, yes, water, air, these all are the sunlight, air, water are the good example of natural resources. First type of the resources is natural resources. And second type of resources are human resources. Human resources, for example, the physical and mental efforts of human being or the labor in production process. This is the example of human resources. And the third type of resources are human-made resources. There is quite difference between the human resources and the human-made resources. Human resources means the ability of a human being, like the physical efforts or the mental efforts or the skill of a human being are the example of human resources, while the human-made resources like raw material or the fixed assets. Raw material, for example, cotton for the textile industry. So cotton, no doubt, it is produced with the help of nature. But by whom? By human being. That's why the cotton is the raw material, and thus the raw material will be included as the human-made resources. So human-made resources or the fixed assets like your building, machine, etc. are the example of human-made resources. So students, resources are also referred to as factor inputs and non-factor inputs. So I will tell you later about these terms, factor inputs and the non-factor inputs. Now, students, we already know that resources are scarce in nature. Even the developed countries like European countries or like USA, they need more resources because their pace of development requires more resources. So these countries always try to produce or capture the resources all over the world to meet their needs or the demands. Now students, next term is economic problem. This is the important term, economic problem. Economic problem, before telling about the economic problem, again I would like to repeat about the scarcity. Scarcity means the shortage. So there are two factors which are responsible for economic problem. That one is the human wants, and second one is resources or the means of resources. Human wants are unlimited in nature. There is no end of human wants. If we fulfill a want, then again new want will arise. One by one, wants will arise endlessly. So human wants are unlimited, whereas the resources are limited in nature in comparison of unlimited wants. Like natural resources like coal or the petroleum, one day all these resources will exhaust. So resources are limited, human wants are unlimited. One thing. Next one is human wants are differ in intensity or urgency. means how the human want is urgent to a human being. That clarifies the urgency of the human want. Suppose that you wake up in morning and you plan to go to your school. As you have class test in your class today, so you plan to purchase a test notebook. Along with, you also require the pen. And you are planning to have some snacks from canteen with your friends, and evening time you want to purchase your textbook. Several things are there which you want to fulfill. But which type of want you have to fulfill first, that depends on the urgency or the intensity of the want. If today there is no class test, then you can postpone to purchase your test notebook on next day. Means the urgency or the intensity of want decides the level of the want, how the want is important for the consumer. Whereas on the other hand, resources are useful in so many ways. Means resources have alternate uses. Alternate uses means resources. Suppose that, for example, you have a note of 100 rupee. This currency note of rupees 100 can be used for fulfill of several wants. You can purchase pen, you can purchase notebook, you can enjoy with your friends. On street foods, you can purchase your textbook. If you have some health problem like slightly fever, like, you can purchase your medicines also. You can spend this 100 rupee note on your recreation. So many ways are there where you can spend this amount. Amount means the resources. Resources have alternate uses. Now, as human wants are unlimited, resources are limited, and human wants are differ in nature, and resources or the means have alternate uses. These characteristics of human wants and resources makes the problem of making choice. Now, the consumer, or you have to choose, make a choice. You have to choose the way in which you will spend the limited resources to fulfill unlimited wants. This is the problem of making choice, and this problem of making choice arises the economic problem. So, economic problem is the problem of making choice between the use of limited resources to fulfill unlimited human wants. I hope now you understand the concept of economic problem well. Again, according to Professor Eric Rolle, here, R-I-C-H, Eric Roll. Eric Roll is also an economist. According to Eric Roll, students' economic problem is essentially a problem arising from the scarcity of choice. Choice of the manner in which limited resources with alternate uses are disposed of. So, economic problem is a problem of husbandry of resources, means management of resources. Now, the causes of economic problem, there are mainly four causes of economic problem. First one is the scarcity of resources. Scarcity of resources means limitation of resources. Second one is unlimited human wants. Unlimited human wants are responsible for economic problem. And third reason behind the economic problem, that is the alternate use of available limited resources. Means alternate uses of limited resources is also the main cause of economic problem. And last one is the wants. Wants means which type of wants? According to their urgency. Wants differ in intensity are responsible for economic problem. Now students, I will discuss about the solution of economic problem. Now students, I will tell you about the solution of economic problem. We can solve the economic problem only and only by economizing the resources. Economizing the resources means optimum utilization of available resources to fulfill maximum as much as can the human wants. We will try to fulfill maximum human wants with limited resources. That is the economizing the resources. Means there is no overutilization of resources. Thus the resource can be preserved, can be conserved for upcoming future. And second, there is no wastage. Wastage means unnecessary utilization of resources. No wastage of resources. By these two methods, we can economize our resources. Now, students, I will tell you about the central problems of an economy. Students, while I will tell about the central problems of an economy, I would like to suggest that please prepare your notes on time. Students, this term central problems of an economy and economic problem. These terms seems to be similar in listening or normal understanding. But both these terms, economic problem and central problems of an economy, are quite different from each other. Students, production, exchange and consumption of goods and services are the basic economic activities of a person, of life. Means production, exchange means the investment, we can say, and the consumption. There are these three basic economic activities. So every society has to face scarcity of resources also, as I told you, and this scarcity in comparison of limited resources causes the problem of making choice, or we can say economic problem. In other words, we can say every society has to decide on how to utilize the scarce resources, means which are limited in nature, the way of use of these limited resources. So broadly, we can say the central problem of an economy is about the allocation of resources. Central problem is about the allocation of resources. So mainly there are three central problems to allocation of resources. There are three central problems. Problems regarding allocation of resources. These are, first one is what to produce. I think yes. What to produce in what quantity. And second one is the way of production. About the way of production means, second one is how to produce. And third one is for whom to produce, means who will be the consumer of the production. For whom to produce means about the consumer. For whom to produce. Okay. Now, one by one, I will tell you about these three central problems of an economy. First one is what to produce in what quantity. What to produce in what quantity, students, is the first basic problem of allocating the resources among different alternative uses. This problem is also known as the problem of resource allocation. Means what to produce in what quantity. This problem is also known as the problem of resource allocation. Problem of resource allocation. Okay, this is the second name of first central problem of economy, that is what to produce in what quantity. Students, basically first central problem is related to the selection of goods, as all goods cannot be produced because of limited resources. Means which type of goods you have to produce, because there are several goods in demand, and as producer you have to choose now the type of goods, which type of goods you have to produce. And when you decide the type of goods, then also you have to decide the quantity of goods, how much quantity the good have been to be produced. So students, you have to decide whether which type of goods, that is depend on the demand of the market. Suppose that this is the time of the epidemic and you are the producer. At the time of epidemic, there is much demand, very much demand of basic needs like ration food items, like medicines, etc. So the demand will help you to choose the type of food. Either you are going to produce food items or produce medicines. So producer should clarify which kind of goods should be produced and which should not be produced. Basically, making decision about what to produce is the twofold decision. Means two layers of decisions are responsible to decide which type of good have been produced and in what quantity. First one is which good and service are to be produced, and second one is the quantity of goods. Means type of goods, first one, and second one is the about quantity of goods. Now second central problem of an economy is how to produce. How to produce, students, this problem is also known as the problem of choice of technique of production. Problem of choice of production technique. Production technique. Students, there are mainly two types of production techniques. First one is the labor intensive technique and second one is the capital intensive techniques. Labor intensive technique is applicable in those regions where the abundant skilled labor is available. Labor intensive technique also helpful to reduce the production cost of goods and services. Whereas the second production technique is capital intensive technique of production. In capital intensive technique of production, we use more and more mechanical methods, or we can say we use capital to produce the goods and services in place of human labor. Capital intensive technique mostly students are used by those economies where the required skilled labor is not available in abundance. So, the capital intensive technique is very useful in case of absence of human labor. But the capital intensive technique is a costly technique. It costs too much. So, the production which is done with the help of capital intensive technique may be costlier. So a producer now have to choose the technique of production. This was about the how to produce. Now third one is for whom to produce. For whom to produce means who will be the consumer of the goods and services which have been produced in production process. And this process for whom to produce is also known as the distribution of national income. Problem of income distribution. Distribution of national income. Here students, before discuss this third problem, I would like to tell you about something, the income. Actually, what is income? When anyone can ask you, then you have to reply that income is the result of production. Or we can say income can be generated only and only with the help of production process. While a producer produces the goods and services, he uses the factors of production: land, labor, capital and entrepreneur. And he used to pay these factors of production to render their services. Producer will pay the rent to the land, wages to the labor, interest to the capital and the profit to the entrepreneur. All these expenses in the form of rent, wages, capital and profit are the part of the price of product. When the cost of product, when the cost of product, which is also known as the factor cost of the product, is added along with the taxes imposed by the government, indirect taxes we can say, imposed by the authorities on product, then the market price of the product comes out. This market price contains the income. Income is the additional value of the product. Additional value in monetary value of a product. So income is the part of production. Now the third problem is related to this income. Means who will consume the good and services? The consumer, who can afford the price of these goods and services, will consume the goods and services. And affordability of the consumer depends over the income of the consumer. So, as much as the consumers will increase their income, they can increase the demand of the product. So, when the income generated in production process distributed among the factor of production, land, labor, capital and entrepreneur, in the form of rent, wages, interest and profit. This distribution of income, the problem related to this distribution of income is called the problem of distribution of national income or the income, which is also known as the for whom to produce. Students, today I told you about economic problems and the central problems of an economy, and about starting points of the chapter also. In my next video, we will start with the next topic of opportunity cost and about the further studies of the topic. Along with these three central problems, there are two other problems also. I am going to tell you about here, then I will close the video today because I think the time is going very long for this video. It is now about 50 minutes are there for this video. don't mind. 3 to 4 5 minutes are more to close the video. So about other problems. First one is the fuller utilization of resources. Other problems. Fuller utilization of resources, and second one is growth of resources. Second one is growth of resources. In fuller utilization of resources means the optimum use of resources which are available in the nature, and growth of resources means to find out new origins of the resources. So these two problems are also the part of the central problem of an economy. So I think the time is too much for today's video. That's all for today, students. And till then, take care, stay safe at your home, stay happy with your parents, keep yourself touch in studies. Till then, thank you. Jai Mata Di.